The South Korean entertainment industry is once again shaken by a case of dating violence and revenge porn victimization. I was shocked to hear that Tzuyang, a popular 27-year-old South Korean mukbang YouTuber, revealed she has endured years of abuse from her ex-boyfriend. So according to her video, she has been a victim of illegal filming, sexual assault, dating violence, blackmail, and extortion for many years. And sadly, cases like this are just not uncommon, and it breaks my heart to see so many people go through this. While many of you might not have heard about her, in Korea she's extremely popular, with 10.4 million subscribers, and is also known as the Mukbang Goddess. She has a huge fan base, not only for her mukbang videos, but also for her extensive charity work. Tzuyang is well known for giving back to the community, sharing the love and support she receives from her fans with those in need. In 2019, Tzuyang was appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador for volunteer services in South Korea and has consistently made positive contributions to society through donations and volunteer work. She has volunteered at orphanages, workplaces for people with developmental disabilities, and donated 10 million won to veterans during Veterans Month. Recently, to celebrate reaching 10 million subscribers, she donated 200 million won to World Vision. She also participated in the Love Lunchbox program, personally packing and delivering meals to children at risk of hunger in Korea. I watch her mukbang shows too, and I've been admiring her charitable work. And nobody, including me, would have imagined that a YouTuber like her, adored by millions, who always appeared bright and happy in her videos and demonstrated such a warm heart by helping others and giving back to the community, have been concealing such a dark secret for so many years. But at the same time, I do understand how devastated and helpless she must have felt while concealing that part of her life from the public, and how much she wanted those dark secrets to never be exposed. You know, no matter how famous and influential you are, at the end of the day, you are just a woman living in a conservative society like Korea, where intimate videos or photos can tear you down so easily, no matter how hard you've worked to build what you have. So let me explain how this became a huge issue in Korea and what has been known to the public so far. YouTuber Tzuyang, whose real name is Park Jung-won, revealed on her YouTube channel on July 11th, that's last week, that she had been suffering from threats and extortion from her ex-boyfriend, who had acted as her manager for years. This case not only involves her abusive boyfriend, but also a group of other Korean YouTubers known as cyber wreckers. So, cyber wreckers are YouTubers known for exposing others, while appealing to the public sense of justice, essentially practicing vigilante justice with their platforms. The recent Miryang sexual assault case was also exposed by a so-called cyber wrecker. But the problem is that some of these cyber wreckers have been using their influence for financial gain behind the scenes, as revealed by Tzuyang's case. So this whole situation came to light after a recording was exposed, showing some YouTubers discussing how to exploit the fact that Tzuyang was being threatened by her ex-boyfriend for financial gain. On July 10th, the YouTube channel 가로세로 Institute, which we call 가세연 in short, released a recording claiming that some well-known YouTubers, famous for exposing private matters, were trying to extort money from Tzuyang. The recording features conversations between YouTubers Gujaeok, who ironically claims to specialize in helping victims of unfair situation, and Jeongukjin, known as a YouTube fraud detector. In the recording, they discuss how to leverage Tzuyang's vulnerabilities and her past secrets that she never wanted the world to know about. Their conversation goes like this. So if we expose this, Tzuyang will have to retire, and it's better to cover this up and get financial benefits from her instead, in exchange for the favor. They even discuss specific amounts, suggesting we should get at least 200 million won in cash. Kaseon claims that the total money Koo-jae-hyuk actually received from Tzuyang's side was about 55 million won. Koo-jae-hyuk, however, later argued on his YouTube channel that he didn't take any shameful money, nor did he engage in any shameful behavior. So if these recordings are true, what was the secret that she wanted to hide so much from the public? It was the fact that she was a victim of dating violence and illegal filming. She had to suffer years of abuse to keep things quiet and not known to anyone. And my question here is, why does she, the victim, have to be the one feeling ashamed and so afraid that she needs to hide something like that? After the video was released, Tzuyang herself appeared on her YouTube channel on the morning of the 11th to explain the allegations, revealing that she was a victim of illegal filming by her ex-boyfriend, let's call him A here, and had endured 4 years of dating violence, extortion, and threats from him. She described this period as hell. So Tzuyang opened up about her ex-boyfriend A, whom she described as violent. So according to her, he seemed like a nice guy at first, but soon turned abusive. She said A threatened her with secretly recorded videos whenever she tried to break up with him. He threatened her with the private videos, saying he would release them to the public. With these threats, he silenced her and gained more control, leading to more frequent beatings, often using umbrellas and blunt objects. Tzuyang said she was beaten almost every day for 4 years, even while she was active as a mukbang YouTuber. He also forced her to work at bars to extort money. She explained that he, against her will, took her to an adult entertainment facility, something like a hostess bar, where he worked and made her sit and pour drinks for men. He told her all she had to do was just talk with the customers. The money she earned there was all taken by him, and she said she even had bank transfer records. He even tried to take control of her YouTube career by enslaving her. After quitting that job at the bar, Tzuyang started her YouTube career, but the violence persisted. She recounted that he would avoid hitting her face to avoid visible marks, but there were times she appeared on broadcasts with visible injuries. All the money she earned from her early broadcasts was taken by him, and at one point she couldn't even afford to order chicken for her broadcasts. During her mukbang broadcasts, Tzuyang's arms were often visibly bruised, and some subscribers raised concern about this. She always dismissed these concerns, saying she was just clumsy and she tended to get hurt easily. And people believed her. Later, a local broadcaster released a segment featuring a recording where her ex-boyfriend A is heard threatening her. The recording begins with a sound of blunt impacts and a woman's screams, believed to be Tzuyang. In the recording, A is heard shouting, "You stupid bitch," and "Didn't I tell you not to do this?" while Tzuyang cries in the background, pleading for him to stop and spare her life. A also forced Tzuyang into an unfair contract where he took 70% of all the broadcast revenue and kept all the advertising revenue. So despite being a YouTuber with over 10 million subscribers, she never received any advertising revenue because he took all the earnings. Tzuyang mentioned that he spread bad rumors about her to people around him, exaggerated things, leading to those people to blackmail her just as he did. She sent over 200 million won to his friends because of their threats. The extent of the abuse and the amount of evidence were just overwhelming. Tzuyang was in a state of fear and helplessness because of gaslighting. The harm, which was initially targeted at her, began to affect her staff and those around her as well. Her lawyer said, as a criminal lawyer handling numerous cases, including those involving public figures, this level of victimization was shocking. Her lawyer said that after calculating and estimating, they determined that over 4 billion won in settlement money was passed on to A. Tzuyang felt she couldn't escape the contract at the time, but she sought legal advice because she wanted to fix this extremely unfair terms of contract. The initial consultation was conducted anonymously, so the advisors didn't know Tzuyang was the client. And upon reviewing the contract, Kim found it highly unfavorable to the artist, which is not common in the industry. When they discovered that the artist was Tzuyang, they learned about the unfair contract's history and the ongoing exploitations she faced. Her lawyers stated that they filed a criminal complaint against her ex-boyfriend for habitual assault and threats, among other charges, including a claim for settlement money for the 4 billion won extorted from her YouTube earnings and termination of the exclusive contract. Explaining why she decided to press charges now, Tzuyang said that he sent threatening messages, came to her house, and even contacted her staff, threatening to kill their families. She couldn't tolerate it any longer. Tzuyang said in her video that she became desensitized to being hit and all the threats, but her employees were like family, and she didn't want to give up for them. Tzuyang eventually filed both civil and criminal lawsuits against her ex-boyfriend. They reached a settlement in the civil case where some of the settlement money was returned and the exclusive contract was terminated. Tzuyang's lawyer also revealed that she suffered from sexual assault in addition to physical abuse. What they've disclosed so far is just a small portion, and it's not even the most severe. But the case ended when Tzuyang's ex-boyfriend took his own life, resulting in a decision of no right to prosecute because of his death. He didn't even have the courage to face the consequences of his actions. Regarding Tzuyang's current condition, her lawyer said that since the broadcast, Tzuyang has been feeling extremely drained, and even her lawyers find it challenging to even stay in contact with her. I guess the overwhelming public interest was also a significant burden for her. Tzuyang's story is a reminder of these issues surrounding dating violence and revenge porn. She endured 4 years of physical and emotional abuse, with her ex-boyfriend threatening to release illegal videos of her to maintain control over her. We all know that this kind of manipulation leaves deep psychological scars and is a tactic that's tragically all too common. And this case sounds a lot like the tragic case of the late Kuhara from the K-pop girl group Kara, who suffered similar abuses. For those who don't know about this case, Kuwara's ex-boyfriend threatened to release a sex tape after their breakup, leading to a public legal battle and inflicted significant emotional distress on her. And following this incident, unfortunately, Kuwara took her own life at the age of 28 on November 24th, 2019. During her lifetime, she endured severe pain because of these abuses. In August 2020, the Seoul Central District Court found Kuwara's ex-boyfriend Choi guilty of charges including threats, coercion, assault, and property damage, sentencing him to 1 year and 6 months in prison, suspended for 3 years. But he was acquitted of the illegal filming charges. The case escalated to the Supreme Court, which confirmed a 1-year prison sentence for Choi, but the acquittal on the illegal filming charges remained. And throughout the trial, despite objections from Kuwara's side, Judge Oh Duk-sik insisted on viewing the sex tape Choi had filmed, which led to public outrage when it was revealed that he had done so privately in his chambers. Kuwara's case brought significant attention to the issue of revenge porn, raising awareness and prompting calls for stronger social recognition and action against such crimes. Her brother, Koo Ho-in, hoped the case would transform societal perceptions and legal approaches to dating violence. And what makes her case even more saddening is that it has recently been revealed that Kuara played a crucial role in the Burning Sun Gate investigation, which uncovered extensive criminal activities including sexual assault and prostitution, involving celebrities like Seung-ri, Chung Jun-young, and Choi Jong-un. A journalist recently revealed that Kuara provided crucial assistance by confirming the existence of a corrupt police officer linked to the case. But despite Kuara's efforts, the recurrence of such cases show the persistent issue of dating violence and revenge porn in Korean society, exacerbated by lenient punishments for the perpetrators. Do we have legal protections and societal support for victims in place? Yes, we do. In theory, in South Korea, illegally filming a sex video without consent and using it to threaten someone is a serious crime with severe penalties. Filming without consent can result in up to 5 years in prison, while distributing such material without consent can lead up to 7 years in prison. Blackmail and coercion, including threats using such videos, can result in up to 5 years in prison or a fine up to 10 million Korean won. However, many men in reality go unpunished for these types of crimes because prosecuting these cases is very difficult. Proving that the video was filmed without consent is not easy. This is what happened to Kuara as well. Her ex was never punished for the illegal filming charges, although I think the essence of her case was revenge porn. He just got away with a 1-year prison sentence for blackmailing her. This difficulty in prosecution is why victims like Kuara and Tzuyang are often reluctant to report such crimes. They fear that reporting the crime will lead to the actual distribution of the video, which will hurt them more than the perpetrator. The perpetrator may face 3 to 5 years in prison at most if the victim is lucky, but the victim's career and entire life can be ruined by the exposure. Crimes that happen among dating or married couples tend to be downplayed in seriousness by law enforcement because of the perception that private matters should be taken care of privately. And I think this attitude easily leads to victim blaming, which can discourage the victims from speaking up about crimes like revenge porn or dating violence. And especially if you're a famous person, you have so much to lose because so many people may judge or blame you for the situation, saying things like, bad attracts bad, or she could have left if she wanted to, but she chose to stay with him. This prevents them from seeking justice, which in turn encourages perpetrators to commit more such crimes to get what they want. Focusing on holding perpetrators accountable and creating an environment where victims feel safe and supported in coming forward is the direction that Korean society should be heading. And I was actually kind of relieved to hear that messages of support are pouring in for Tzuyang after her reveal. The South Korean public's reaction to Tzuyang's case shows a growing awareness and support for the victims of abuse. The day after she revealed that she had been assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, her subscriber count surged by nearly 200,000 in just one day. Her YouTube channel is flooded with comments expressing support, with many pledging to subscribe to support her. But there is also another issue to talk about. Tzuyang's case also highlights serious issues with cyber wreckers. As mentioned before, her confession came amid reports that cyber wreckers, YouTubers specializing in exposés, had attempted to extort money from her by threatening to reveal her past. But all the involved YouTubers are denying profiting from anything related to Tzuyang, and the police have started an investigation into these YouTubers. Critics argue that YouTube, used by Koreans for an average of over 40 hours a month, has become a playground for predators, where fake and exposé content is produced for profit, and the platform does little to address these criminal activities. The platform's lack of action against such behavior allows these predators, these YouTubers, to thrive, causing further harm to victims like Tzuyang. The support for Tzuyang is heartening, but we also have to talk about the role of social media platforms in policing harmful content. It is crucial that platforms like YouTube take responsibility for the content they host and take stronger actions against those who exploit others for financial gain. Koo Jae-hyuk, involved in the Tzuyang blackmail conspiracy, is already facing 4 trials for false accusations and other charges. He was ordered to pay 20 million won in damages by the Busan District Court in March last year and fined 10 million won for defamation by the Suwon District Court in July 2022. What's astonishing is that according to his remark in the Kaseon recording, he says, even if I get sued, the worst that will happen is just a few 100,000 won fine. On July 15th, 2024, Tzuyang's legal representative announced through her YouTube channel that a complaint regarding the extortion case had been assigned to the 3rd Criminal Division of the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office. And on the same day, YouTube took action to suspend monetization of the Karacula Media, Koo Jae-hyuk, and Jeongugjin channels in accordance with YouTube creator policy. The Tzuyang case shows us that even YouTubers with millions of subscribers are not immune to attacks from other YouTubers. These cyber wreckers have gone beyond creating false videos to extorting money by threatening to expose private details. YouTube is currently not classified as a broadcast medium in Korea, which exempts it from the jurisdiction of media arbitration laws. So while harmful content can be reported and removed by YouTube, the platform has been criticized for its passive approach to regulating harmful content. We really need stronger rules to deal with this kind of content on platforms like YouTube because of the huge social impact it has. Tzuyang's bravery in sharing her story is a wake-up call for all of us. We need to fight against dating violence, revenge porn, and the harmful actions of YouTube's cyber wreckers. Let's hope Tzuyang gets the justice she deserves and that everyone involved is held accountable. What we can do is keep supporting her and others like her so that together we can create a safer and more supportive environment for everyone. That is all for today, and thanks for watching.